All right, everyone. Hello.
Wrong
I
way.
have Rev Resale here, David, and his beautiful wife, Nikki T.
Hi.
Hey, y'all.
And I'm going to do a little question and answers with them just to find out a little bit more about you guys.
Cool.
Okay.
So my first question is, what church do you minister at?
Yeah, I'm a pastor at Porterdale Baptist Church, and Porterdale is about 20 miles south of Atlanta on Interstate 20. So this was my home church, first church I attended when I was 16, and baptized, licensed, ordained, married, I think in that order. No, married, then ordained.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were sent out to a few churches in South Georgia and ended up in Alaska. And then our home pastor here passed away January of 17. And then they called us back, and we've been back here almost 3 years now.
Yep.
Very nice. So this honey hole you speak of,
Oh,
I heard that there's some people looking on the radar for this honey hole. So we're wondering, is it a thrift store or is it somebody you know? Kind of give us a little more insight on where that honey hole might be a little bit more located on the map.
there's actually two honey holes, and they're both sort of the same, similar place. Uh-oh, I hear it coming through. They let's see, how can I explain it? They get pallets of returns, and then they list. So they have like pallets in the back, and then they have a storefront up front, and they list all the items. So we go in and basically pick the pickers. They get all of these, they get all this different type of pallets, and I just pick the best stuff off the top. And it's open to the public, so people come in from all over the place. And I guess I just buy for reselling, so I find a lot of good stuff there.
I don't know if he saw today though. His honey hole has closed to the public during this whole COVID-19 pandemic that's going on. So they're actually only taking orders right now for essentials, and they will call you with a pickup time. So honey hole.
Well, I'm sure somebody is top on the list there.
Yeah, they've called a few times, so I don't know if metal detectors are essential, but it would be good if they called me with some more.
Yes. So my next question is, how did you guys get so many followers so quickly on YouTube?
Oh, wow. I don't know what quickly is. I've been at it. This is really my first, I guess next month, the end of next month will be a year. But it sort of came on about the last 3 months. A lot of subscribers have come, and really by collaborating like we're doing now. So there'll be maybe people that'll watch your channel that do not watch my channel, or maybe some that watch mine that don't watch yours. And through collaboration, we're able to get some different ones. I was on a lot of Josh, and I think he has 10,000 subscribers, and I got a few there. And so it's just been collaboration, putting out videos, just more content. I think we're all going to have to learn to get. There's a lot of things on YouTube that I have no earthly idea about, so I'm still in the learning stage as well.
Yes.
I think the reselling community does a lot to really help one another when it comes to like building up subscribers and building up your channel. The shout outs from fellow YouTubers that are kind of the matriarchs of YouTube. They do help you out a lot when they're willing to host you and give you shout outs and
matriarchs, both of them.
Oh, there you
go. And I see Uncle B from Old School School Flips is saying that it's your voice. He said that's what called them in.
Most certainly. That Southern preacher voice draws them in from everywhere.
So my question is for Nikki T. So when you go outsourcing with him, because I've seen a couple of the videos, I kind of went back to the beginning and watched through. I was getting some good laughs out of those, especially about that one with the hats that you found your name on it.
Yes, the Wheeler hats. We still have those.
So what do you look for when you guys go out?
Well, he doesn't really like it, but I'll dig through clothes if I find them at yard sales. Look for the certain names on the labels. I have to admit, some of the stuff I have found is actually in his closet. He kept it. I like to also look for old toys. I do. I enjoy looking for the older stuff that I feel like people might want to collect, or collectors would probably look for online.
Uncle B, old school Flips, knows all about the toys.
Yeah.
And,
yes,
and
he
Frank,
does.
I think Frank's in here. He knows about it too.
Yeah. We found a really old, I believe it was a Winnie the Pooh at one yard sale. One toy that shocked me, I think it's actually, he's got it in his new introductory, is that ugly little, they're called fugglers. They're hideous. They're these hideous little stuffed toys that
have human teeth. They look really odd, but they sell for about $40 a piece.
Yeah, and you can pick them up we picked them up at the yard sale for $2 a piece, and they're just the ugliest thing that they sell.
Yeah. Whatever is going to give us some money, and if we can get it for $1 or $2, buy it up.
I really don't like clothes. Nikki T talked me in one time to buying a lot of clothes. It was one brand of shirts, but there were 800 of them, and it filled up like a big portion of our garage, and they were selling maybe one every 2 weeks. And I absolutely detest clothes. I have bought a few, and she's found a lot of good stuff, but I don't particularly like doing clothes.
I like how he just totally drove that bus over me like it was all me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good deal, but it wasn't good enough. $200 for 800 shirts. So,
yeah. Uncle B, the fugglers, I had never heard of them either. We showed up to a yard sale, just happened to pick one up, scanned it, and the little thing popped up, and it was going for like, I think it was right at that day, it was like $40, and we were just kind of amazed because they are not, when you look at them, they don't look like something desirable.
Yeah.
But apparently at the time they were. I don't know if they still are, because we haven't seen any more since, really. I don't think I've seen another one since then, so.
The name really does give it away. Fugglers, yes. They are ugly. And I think that's why they sell.
Ugly. Yeah.
Those breakfast sandwiches were really, really good. That's right. She brought that sandwich in, and it shut that video down really quick. I had time to eat that sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with your famous Minident, what made you buy that or look towards it?
Yeah, it was in the honey hole as well. And I think this here, I just went in and I was new to the game, and everybody was saying, make sure you look at the prices, scan barcodes. And I just used the barcode scanner. I saw they had a bunch of them. And when I scanned it, I thought it may have been a case price. And it was a price just for one of the units, and they had cases. So it was a good day. Those don't happen that often, but it was great. And it was at the honey hole. So that's what I do. They have one little section of health and beauty. Everything else is pretty high priced. They get more market value for, but the health and beauty is all $2 a piece. So I normally just go to that section, and if they put something new out, I scan it. And on this day, I had to go get a buggy really quick and just start raking everything into the buggy. They actually had them 2 days in a row, and I got, you probably heard, I think I got 134 of them, and I sold 133. So if you ever see Minident, it's worth a pickup.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got to be some good toothpaste for the way it's sold and for the amount it's sold for.
You better do the brushing and the cleaning and everything for $100 a tube.
Because that's another item I had never heard of until he brought it home that day and said, I bought, 100 some odd boxes, and I had never heard of this stuff, but it must work. It must be some kind of toothpaste.
Yeah, Mentadent. Actually, Nicole, I'm going to take this off. Grab it right there. We're connected in more than one way. Two become one. We're connected to our headphones. But yeah, this is it. This Minident Advanced Whitening Toothpaste. This unit, I think, comes with 2 tubes and a dispenser, and they don't make them anymore. So because they don't make it anymore, people that are rich, I assume, or just really like this toothpaste, just had to have it. So if you ever see Arm & Hammer Minident, you can still find it every now and again, but it's a bolo for days. And I found them. They were all, see, this one still has cellophane on half of it. They were all cellophane with 2 units together. And I bought cases of them. So this one I kept for the Chef of Fame to remind me there's still some good picks out there, and there's still some stuff I shouldn't buy. That's also on the shelf.
Yeah.
Lean to me. Good deal.
All right. So the next question I have for you is, what is the Holy Grail baseball card to purchase?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Purchasing today, if you were able to find, I think there's packs that are 2019, 2020 Panini Prism basketball cards. I think everybody is looking for the Zion Williamson and Jay Morant rookie cards. They go for big money in that set. There's others, but those were actually available last year and the first part of this year in Walmarts. And they have cards. The boxes were $19.99 a piece, and they've got cards that are over $60,000 if you find the right card. But I've bought a few and sold a few of those cards.
That's preacher terminology. When he says a few, it's kind of like a fishtail. A few.
Yeah, I bought a bunch and I've sold a few. But I've sold some good ones. Yeah, the Honus Wagner cards, I think Frank is putting on there. If you find that one, you've hit more than the lottery. You've done really well. It's about $1 million plus card.
Yeah. But we'd have his he shed if he finds that card.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think he's been working on that garage a little bit from what I can see in the videos.
Yeah, I've straightened up a few things.
Yeah.
And then what is the Holy Grail metal detector to purchase?
Yeah, I actually have it over here. I've already purchased and sold one. Their Garrett AT Max, I think, is one of the best units that's out today. And I purchased my second one, but I'm kind of reluctant to list it just because, well, I don't know, I haven't listed it yet. But the first one I sold, it was a return, and I sold it for $640. So Garrett that's top of the line for me. There's other metal detectors out there, but I use Garrett AT or Garrett Ace 400 is the ones that I use. It's about a $300 detector. Like I say, this one's about twice that much. So the one I got is used, but it will eventually sell, I'm sure.
You better start using it, or Nikki T's gonna get up there and sell it on you.
Yes, right? She will learn the listing game if I don't get it listed soon.
We used it to pretty much clear our backyard of any old bottle caps, Hot Wheel cars, and coins.
Yeah.
So we became about 52 cents richer.
Yeah, I bet it's a lot of fun though.
Oh yeah, the kids enjoy it. I say the kids. That's my excuse for spending all the money at it. But they dig it up and then get down in the hole and search for it. So it is. We enjoy it. I've found a few silver things, nothing of great value. But I think for all of us, even in the reselling game, it's like the treasure hunt. We're always out there looking for the treasure. And this is the modern day treasure hunt, what we do. So metal detecting is a little more old school, but I like it.
Speaking of the ghost, Uncle B, he was very tame in his reaction that day. He's not usually that tame when he gets scared.
And if y'all saw the video, I actually played it off really well. It scared the bejesus out of me. I heard the noise behind me, and all it was the box falling, and I still really don't know what made it fall. But it was... I didn't enjoy it too much. I cut the camera off really quick, but what Nicole, Nikki T's talking about, she scares me all the time. She hides around corners and turns lights out. She enjoys that way more than I enjoy that. So that's why she says I'm a lot tamer, no doubt.
Yeah.
So it looks like I have a question here, and he's asking what my best find is. And actually, when I first kind of started getting into it, I call it full time after I had my son. I was looking at like curb alerts that people throw away stuff or just come get it. And somebody up north in Colorado Springs had just moved, and they just threw everything outside, and they had wrapping paper and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, hey, I need that container for the wrapping paper. You know, I wasn't really looking too much into actually getting something for me because I was like, there's not much there. And we went there, and they had, I should pull up a picture of it. But it was, you put your wires in it for electrical, and it goes in the concrete, or for plumbing, so that they can run wires through the concrete or the plumbing. And I had like, I don't know, I think I had 300 of them. Oh, and wow. I lotted up in 10s of them because there was a barcode on them. So I scanned them, and my husband's like, yeah, throw those in here. And the guy that was there looking at stuff too, he was like, yeah, those are expensive. And I was like, well, I don't want to take them from you if you're looking at them. And he's like, no, I don't want them. And so I grabbed them, took them home, and some contractor bought all of them from me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I lotted them together, and I think it was like $400 profit in the end of it after shipping and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, return on investment, free to $400 is really awesome.
Yes. But that was almost a year or so ago now. So that was my big one that I always talk about.
Yeah, I see Frank is putting in there the Ghost moved the bubble wrap. It was moving too. Don't bring that up. I won't be packing in the garage anymore. I'll take over another space in the house. I'll be using the kitchen table.
No.
I like the Holy Ghost, but I don't want those that I don't have a clue what it is.
Yeah. And then my other one was, we went to the Goodwill bins, and actually my husband found this. It was a Woody toy hat, like for the bigger Woody. And he was like, maybe somebody lost their Woody hat. Let's get this, and then you can sell that. Because we kind of started out with like toys and games to start out. And I put it on auction because I was like, I don't know what this thing is or if it's anything special. It's just a plastic Woody hat to me. It went on auction and ended up selling for $65.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, apparently that was something special, or some mom really needed that hat for their kid.
Yes.
Two moms needed that. It seemed like they had been battling it.
Yeah, a little fight over it.
Yeah, those are fun when you have more than one bidder on an auction and the price just keeps going further up and up and up.
Well, there's a Polo. I'm gonna start looking for Woody hats.
Yes.
Goodness.
And then Nikki T, my next question to you is, what do you guys do as a family for fun?
Well, goodness, let's see. We like to be outdoors. So we just recently actually took the kids fishing. Of course, you saw Reagan's I caught the first fish, so I get Starbucks deal. We really enjoy outside. So hiking, kayaking, fishing, biking, just being outside is one of our big things. Inside, we like to play, card games, Phase 10, Uno, but being outside is probably our favorite.
Yes, we love being outdoors too.
Yep, we are outdoorsy people for sure. So this whole can't go anywhere is like, it's killing me.
Leaving, going outside or going to the post office or going to buy groceries, it's we never thought those would be fun adventures, but
exactly.
Now
that we're not supposed to do it, it almost feels different.
Yeah.
So we're happy to get outside of the house.
Yeah, and Rev's got me on lockdown, so I can't go anywhere. I'm asthmatic, and then I've also have an immune issue, so I'm in those two categories where you're high risk. So I've tried to escape a couple of times and have been stopped before I've even hit the door.
Yeah, the truth is, if I'm quarantined, the house will be fine. But if Nikki T is quarantined, the house will fall apart.
Yes.
So we need Mama well. So
yes,
you can put me in the garage and give me a heater, but not Mama. We need her in the house.
Sign collection. Do you have a cool backstory for it?
Yeah, I just like all of the signs that we have back here. Of course, let's see if I can do it. The very top one is just the Georgia Bulldogs. I like Mountain Dew. I've loved Fords. So just stuff that I like. I've got a few Hot Wheels signs. I actually at one time rebuilt and restored old Hot Wheels and just put different slogans on them. And so I've just done a lot of things to enjoy my time. So all of these signs sort of have a meaning to me.
Yeah.
And it's a good backdrop for when you're doing YouTube videos instead of just having a blank wall on my. But for me, I did a lot of things in here and tried to record a bunch. So it sort of decorates it. I don't have a green screen yet.
One of the funniest ones he has that you can't see right now actually says, I wasn't speeding, I was qualifying. He has a history of a lead foot.
Yes.
So he's met several of our men in uniform here since we've been back from Alaska.
They literally know me by name.
Yes.
So that's probably one of his funniest ones up there. We found that for him and couldn't resist buying that one.
I'm trying to find a picture of that thing that I sold.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not finding pictures here.
I could see that. I could see the accessories of old toys that are no longer made selling for more than the toy themselves. If there's a small piece that you're missing, especially as a collector.
Yeah.
I could see the demand being there for it.
Yeah, when in doubt, part it out. I think a lot of people have said, so if you have a part that somebody's looking for, obviously a Woody hat, wish you found 2 or 3 of them now.
Yes. I'm always looking like, where's a Woody hat?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
My son actually got one for his birthday, and we're like, we're selling this hat now.
Yeah, Woody don't have a hat.
Yeah, you don't need it.
Uh-huh.
So what is your single biggest hit that you ever sold, Rev?
Wow, the single biggest, I guess one item would be the metal detector, and then one lot would be the Minident. Yeah. But for me, when I first started doing this, I was sort of afraid to sell really expensive stuff. I was afraid of returns, and when you have only your money in the game, and it's always your money, but at first I was afraid to sell bigger items and afraid to sell higher priced items. So I really didn't look. I was just looking for $2, $3 stuff that I could turn and sell for 20. And I've been able to purchase a lot of things in bulk. So I'll buy 200 things at $2 a piece, and they may sell for $20 a piece, but in the long haul, it'll be $2,000-$3,000 profit. So that's sort of my game, is to get the little stuff that's under a pound and do it in volume more than just big stuff.
Like the Neosporin.
Yeah.
You found some Neosporin eczema. Neosporin used to make eczema cream, and that was crazy. Small little, 1 ounce tubes, and people, I think they were for like $40 or so. So it was crazy. I mean, you can find some stuff out there.
Yeah. Especially those things they quit making. They fall in love with that stuff and they don't want to use anything else. Yep.
That's the good thing of the honey hole that I have, is a lot of the stuff that I get is either chef pulls or, returns. But most of the health and beauty is just stuff they just have either changed branding or they're no longer making it, discontinued it. And it's most of it is still in date. So it's still good stuff. So, so that's why I don't know which honey hole you're talking about when you asked earlier.
Yeah. No, this isn't around here.
Yeah.
How much on average do you spend sourcing, listing, shipping?
Yeah, I think all of those numbers are always relative. I think for me, whatever it takes. My wife's right here, so I don't want to say too much, but if the price is right, I'll spend a bunch, and whatever a bunch is. I guess the most that I've spent at one time was probably $1,000, maybe a little bit more, for one pick, one lot. But most of the time, it's just like everybody else. A couple $100 at the honey hole if they have something I'm looking for. And I don't dumpster dive and get my boxes. So of course, all my boxes I'm getting brand new. So of course, there's an expense there, but that comes in with time too, because I source, being a fun time reseller, not a full time, not a part time, but a fun time reseller. It works out for me to it's better for me just to order it online and have it shipped to the house. Yeah, cat
She's
heard us
decided,
talking.
I guess she wants to join in on the, chat.
Yes. I don't know if you guys see my recent video, but my pup wanted to join in. I'm like, you are ruining this.
Yeah, we pointed that out. Good looking dog.
Yeah, she's a good girl. She's a big girl, but she's a good girl.
That's a wish at our house. Kids are begging for a dog, but we haven't gone that route yet.
So since you do it for fun time, do you spend maybe like an hour a day on it, or?
Yeah, it just like everything else. It's when time is available, I can put time into it. Of course, recently I've been probably putting in full-time hours because I can't visit, can't go to hospitals, can't go to nursing homes. Really, you're not supposed to go into homes to visit. So I think all of us have been at home full-time resellers because we've got the time now. But I would spend, 2 or 3 hours a day, maybe an hour sourcing in between visits during the day, and then maybe an hour packing, an hour listing each day. So 3 hours a day, 15, 18, 20 hours a week, sometimes more, sometimes less.
Yeah. And I want to tell everybody thank you for being in here and joining us.
Yes.
I see that we have 9 people actively watching us.
Cool.
Yes. If you had the opportunity to open a thrift store or an antique store, would you?
Wow, we've sort of talked about that too. It's, ministry is always going to be number one for us. That's always, that's a calling in my life and in our life. So we're always going to do ministry. But I know that there's a lot of churches that do thrift stores and have things like that. So it would be cool for us to do something like that. I think we both have a good eye. I don't know if it would be a thrift store. It may just be
a honey hole.
Yeah, it may be Rev's Honey Hole. That's the name already.
Yep.
And it could be something that we would do and just sell cool stuff that we find. American Picker style.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
DC, the longest amount of time he spent in one sourcing spot. He's not a shopper. So honestly, for him to go into a sourcing spot, unless he really finds several items, he's probably in and out in a matter of minutes. Even yard sales, we can walk up, and depending on what we find, if there's anything really worth looking at, we're not even at yard sales very long.
I think that's a good thing too about doing what we do now is you sort of, for me at least, I can kind of peruse an area and look at it and pick out if there's something good. Now, of course, some people may go in and say, well, I'm going to turn over every leaf and find every dollar that's available. I don't do that. I go in, I know the areas in thrift stores. I can go in and be out of a thrift store in less than 5 minutes because I don't do clothes. I'm doing hard goods. I'm doing books. I'm doing electronics. So I can go into a thrift store and I can be in and out in 5-10 minutes max. And 10 minutes is if I bought something. So I don't spend a lot of time.
Yeah, me, I could spend.
So you can spend hours. We're different there. So
just looking through, because I'm one. I don't mind looking through the clothes. I look for certain shoes, clothes, and try to encourage him to, hey, try this.
We yard sale together because she slows me down and I speed her up. So we yard sale really well together, but like shopping, going grocery shopping, going to Walmart shopping, no way. I'll stay in the car, or I'll go in and buy what we need. She'll go in and shop and get what we need plus this, right?
Yeah.
So my next question is to Nikki T. So if you guys get your honey hole store up and Rev starts doing this full time and would replace your income that you make over at the school, would you consider quitting your work and doing this full time with him?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I would miss the babies I work with because I really do enjoy what I do, but I would. I think I would enjoy working with him, especially in a store setting. And I think it'd be neat to also kind of teach the kids. I think they could learn from watching what he does and what we do when we do it together. Just the experience of it. I think there's some good lessons in reselling too, learning, that not everything is worthless. Don't throw everything away that you have. Really look at what you have. I mean, it could actually be usable or bring you some income.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet a lot of people are figuring that out right now too. When they can't go sourcing, they're pulling everything that's not stuck to the ground at their house and listing it.
Yeah.
Because I've been guilty. I'm one that, like right now in this last video, you probably saw bags of clothes up against the wall of Reagan's that I used to take everything the kids ever had, bag them up, and just get rid of it, whether it be to the dumpster or whether it be to Goodwill or just, Salvation Army, somewhere like that. But then the older they got, I don't know, Rev, I think we admitted this last live. He won't talk about it much. But I was actually the first eBayer in the house because the kids had some really nice toys they were given. And I just was like, hey, let me check this out. It was right after JC was, I think he was 2 or 3 years old. And I got on eBay and I said, hey, some of these toys he's got that he no longer plays with actually goes for some decent money. And David, he was like, you're crazy. That's a waste of time. Why are you? I sold all of them, and now he's the eBayer.
Yeah. He's probably got a little more time during the school year.
Yeah, he does.
Yes. That kind of brings me into my other question too. Do the kids help you with listing and pictures and sourcing?
They run around and they ask about things. I think they're beginning to pay attention more to what we're doing, to what I'm doing and what we're doing. But no, they don't help much. For me, it's good for them to sort of get out of my way. I'm one of those one track type guys, and when I get to working or something, I don't need too many distractions. But the kids, they've gone yard selling with us and sourcing, so they enjoy that side of it. But the nuts and bolts of the eBay and the YouTube side, they haven't. I
don't think they have the bug yet. I think they enjoy for this, going to spend time with us, but to actually really get into it, no.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, mine's too little yet, 17 months old, but he every time I bring home a toy, he thinks it's his. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. When he gets bigger, he's gonna be like, why'd you sell that?
Yes, indeed.
Yes. How did you, Rev?
Nikki T is the eBayer.
Yep.
She's an old school eBayer.
Yep. We know the truth now, huh, Uncle B?
Yep.
So on your eBay store, do you require immediate payment?
Wow, that's a great question. I think all of us at least I do, I require on the buy it now immediate payments. I wish eBay had it set up where if a person makes an offer, best offer queen, you know this, somebody makes an offer, you accept the offer, and then they wait forever to pay. Or like I had a guy bought a car the other day and he said, I'll pay you on Friday, and it was on Monday. And it's kind of like, well, why didn't you wait to send the offer in on Friday? why do you do it now? So I really wish eBay had it set up that before it goes off of the site where it's not for sale anymore, somebody has had to already pay for it. That to me would be best. So I do require immediate payment, but I think there's even ways around that checkbox because I have it checked, but it doesn't always help. I think I have 5 items right now that are needing to be paid for.
Yeah.
Yeah, which isn't a blessing. I know that to me, the guy just told me, right here, I will have payment tomorrow after I get out work. So so hopefully he'll pay me tomorrow for the card.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's probably all of us probably hate that part. Hate probably not the right word. Well, dislike immensely that part of the eBay game is when people use you as a layaway store, because we're not a layaway store. You wouldn't go into Walmart. Well, maybe you would.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
we don't want to be the Walmart of eBay.
Yeah.
You gotta have the layaway.
Even Walmart though requires, that little chunk up front even to hold your layaways. But eBay doesn't even, when it comes to that kind of stuff, they don't. I mean, you make your offer and you wait to pay all of it, up to a certain time frame before you can open that case against them. I just saw that somebody said they had 4 open cases, which that's a bummer. It's not cool for people to hold you up.
Yeah, the thing with me is most of the stuff that if somebody really needed it and didn't have the money for it, I would give it to them. So I've had people to scam and do all of those type things, and of course I don't like that, because we give away as much as that we get back. We're able to bless other people with. So, but that's the one side of any e-commerce, is we become easy targets for people to scam us. It's not that bad, but I get, I guess, one out of every 250, somebody will try to scam you out of an item. Most of the time, it's not that big of a deal. Most of the time, it's over little piddly stuff that that if you wanted it, you could just ask for it, and I would have given it to you.
Yep, I think we're all going through that, and if you've been in it longer than a year, you've probably had at least one.
Yep.
So. My other question is, what is your goal for the next 10 years?
Whew. You want to take that one, Nicole? 10 years. That's the cool thing for, I don't know if we think that far out. We're really, I'm at the prime time of my life right now, doing what God's called me to do. YouTube is great. eBay is fun. All of these things are enjoyable. So if the Lord just allows us to coast out the rest of our life serving Him and then doing this on the side for fun, I would be pleased.
Yeah.
So what would be a 10-year goal that we'd say, hey, I'd like to earn enough money doing this that I could be a reverse tither, that instead of taking 90% or 85% of what the church pays me to live on, that I could turn around and tithe back 85% of what the church pays me.
Yeah.
And and live off YouTube and eBay and all of these other things. That would be cool to be able to do that, so that the church could then bless other people. But if that happens, that's great. If it doesn't, then that's God's will.
Yes. And I agree with Uncle B here, saying that you can't walk into Walmart and tell them you'll be back in a week to
buy it. You can't
try that and see how it works out.
No.
They're going to put it right back on the shelf and sell it again.
Yes.
I'm ready.
And my other question is for both of you. If you could have an age, what would be your age you'd want to stay forever?
Oh, wow. Oh, goodness. Oh.
I'd take about a 37-year-old Nicole, and she would take a 39-year-old David.
You got something on your nose.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I think that's what she is, and I think that's what I am. So it's good right now. Our younger days, I had a little more hair and had a little more spunk. But yeah, we're at a prime age right now, so prime time is good. I guess, is that a good answer?
This is a good answer.
Good answer.
Brownie
I didn't hear Nikki T's though. I only heard yours.
Oh yeah, yeah, Nicole. Nicole's like a 21-year-old Rev.
No, honestly, I mean, I'm gonna tell it. Honestly, really, where we are now, if we could stay right here, just because I think where we are, just in just about all aspects. I mean, of course, we have some ups and downs that we hit, but it's just we're just in a good place right now.
She thought I was old when we met. I had the Fu Manchu. I was a baseball player. Had a cowboy hat on and boots, and she had a white T-shirt and blue jeans. Remember that?
I do.
Yes. Yeah. And she thought I was old then, so I thought she would have said at that age. But she was going after a Snicker bar in Kroger, and I decided I want a Snicker bar too. So, so any time between then and now would be good with me.
Because I mean, I was going into my senior year of high school when I met him. So it's been a while. It's been almost 20 years.
Going into my junior year of college, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I really do. I really enjoy where we are now. The most recent years too, the few years past, our time in Alaska, I really enjoyed that time for our family. I felt that it just, I don't know, it really grew us as a family unit. Just having each other there when you don't have a lot of people around you and you're that far away, it just kind of strengthens who you are as a family, and in one another. And just where we are, I mean, honestly, coming back here where we are, just where we are, we're in a good place, and I don't think I would rewind anywhere. I think I like where we are. Yeah.
That's a good answer. I like that. And then Uncle B here is saying that you want that 49-mile-an-hour fast pitch back.
Yeah, if it was 49, it would be, that's probably what it would be now if I went to try to throw it. Yeah, the baseball was fun. I enjoyed that season of my life, but the Lord took it away, and I'm happy to be where I'm at now.
Uncle B, the last time, and this has been years ago, that he tried to throw that fastball at a 100-inning game that his high school put on for alumni. Let's just say that evening was full of a lot of heating pads, ibuprofen.
Yeah, I never did repair the partially torn rotator cuff. So if I really get out and try to sling it now, it still hurts. So
yeah,
I complained a bunch.
Yeah.
Sound just go off for you?
It did. I lost it.
Are you there?
Can you hear us?
Uh-oh. We can't hear you. Our sound just went off. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, we lost audio there for a second.
Can you hear us?
Oh. Well, I can't hear you anymore. I don't know what happened.
Oh, that's what it is. We can't hear ourselves.
Gotcha. Cowboy hat and boots. It was
a unique look. I did whatever was necessary to attract the chicks, and it worked for one of them.
Yeah. I did. I thought he was much older because the boys I was in high school with at the time did not have all the facial hair and weren't as tall as he was, and it just threw me for a little bit. But
wasn't as good looking. Ain't that what you was trying to say?
So
I'm back. I didn't want you guys to have to hear the kids screaming for mom in the background.
Yeah, we had one just a minute ago come in behind the camera and try to sign me, and I didn't have a clue what she was saying.
Yep.
Yeah, we get it as parents, and that happens. We thought it was something on our end.
Nope, it was me. I had to mute it for a minute because the screaming was coming closer. Got grandma and grandpa watching, but he's like, I can hear mom. I know she's there.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
So for you guys, what is the worst job you ever had?
Oh,
you can start.
The worst job I ever had. I'll be really honest. I worked in retail for a while at a Belk store, and that was it was bad because when you work in retail, you don't realize, I guess, everything that they really have to deal with, everything that they have to do after the stores are closed. It wasn't good. The hours weren't good. The way people would treat the store and what we had to deal with in the aftermath, it wasn't good. I did not like that job at all. No.
Yeah, I worked at a gas station while I was in high school and made pizzas and done a lot of different things. I wouldn't want that job back, but I met a lot of people. I've always liked to meet people and communicate. So I think any job, there's pros and cons, but I wouldn't want to go back and own a gas station and do that business anymore. So that would probably be the worst. Would you say?
Orkin was probably pretty bad.
Yeah, I worked at Orkin one time when we first got married, and there was a few houses we went into that, it was that job wasn't fun.
No, because then you come home with stories about restaurants too, so that would just ruin half the restaurants for you. So
yeah, so but it was good paying, so I was happy to trudge through.
Are we collectors or just sellers or both?
Yeah, Harry, I collect. I've always sort of collected cards. Not that I'm a very active collector, but we really don't have a collection. I collect things that I can buy and sell for a profit, and then when somebody wants to give me a profit, they can buy it. So I wouldn't say we're collectors.
Not really.
Just sellers.
Yeah, more sellers than anything. I guess you could say I hoard oversized coffee mugs.
Yes.
That's kind of my thing, but no, not really.
I wouldn't say I'm a collector. I am a seller. I would say from my other previous videos that I used to collect things because I was wanting to get that top dollar, but now I'm like, it's got to go. I'm going to find something better. It's got to go.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Uncle B's got a question here.
What are some of the things you do for your community through the church and the money that you make on eBay? Yeah, it's a neat thing. Our church is, is able to bless our community in a lot of ways through outreach and if there's a need. But one of the things is it doesn't have a discretionary account for the pastor. So there's a lot of times that people will come directly to me and they won't want to go before the church or they don't want the need to be known. So in those times, and sometimes Nikki T doesn't even know that if there's a need, a financial need, and I can meet that need, say pay an electricity bill, help someone pay their rent, or whatever it is. A lot of times people will come to the pastor personally with those needs. So I've been able to help out a bunch there. We've bought, giving away stuff. That the community has, coat closets, Easter egg hunt we had set up, we gave some money to. So really whatever the need presents itself, if it's a genuine need, eBay grants me that opportunity that even if I wasn't doing eBay, it would still come out of my wallet, but this just makes it easier on the family to be able to do that.
We are currently stuffing backpacks for next school year in the church. We are, actually trying to stuff at least 150 for kids in our community just here in Porterdale to give away over the summer, full of the supply list that the schools ask for. And as a family, we'll stuff several completely and turn those in with what we've earned off eBay. That's just another way that we've been able to reach out and help in the community.
Even more reasons to buy from you guys.
Oh, thank you. And not saying that we don't, the Lord blesses us. I bought a boat and a camper, not big stuff, but that's the cool thing is that I really don't use the eBay income for any of our personal stuff. We've gone on a few nice dates and spent, big money on meals that we wouldn't normally go do. But outside of that, I don't really draw an income from eBay, and it's just money is just sort of used to help the business grow. And I would like for it to get to a place where it could really be, a way that I could genuinely help people with. And so that's what we do.
When he says camper and boat, we look for stuff like that, like we thrift. We don't buy, brand new.
I actually was going to do a camper video. I bought the camper and the boat. I bought the camper for $400, right?
Yeah.
And I put a lot more money than that in it, but it's nice now.
Yeah.
Now, and we made it in the boat. I paid $500 for, and it's ours.
Yeah.
So I guess those two things, a few nice meals, and we're doing about, $7,500 to $8,000 a month sales on eBay. Now, not that obviously we know that not all that's profit, but so it's a good income to be able to play around and bless people with.
Yeah, I just got very fortunate and actually thrifted and found a GoPro 8 Hero 8.
Oh,
so I can have a little better videos because I was doing it all on my iPhone. So hopefully my videos will be coming out a little bit better now.
Thrifted.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's a pretty nice find.
My husband actually is the one that found it, but he found it on OfferUp. And the guy was moving out of Colorado, and he said he used to kind of do some videos. He lives out of a big school bus, and he was like, I'm just trying to get rid of it. And I was like, score.
Yes.
That's great. I did sort of similar with my black. It's a Hero Black 7, but it was sort of new. Somebody got it and didn't want it, and I found it on either Craigslist or OfferUp, I think, maybe Facebook. So those are that's the way we've learned to do that. I don't know now if I would ever buy new stuff when I can buy it for a whole lot less. And it'd still be just as good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had to slow him down one time, though. He found a Facebook Market ad for a trunk full. It was PlayStations, iPads, the GoPro camera.
Brand new.
All brand new. And the guy only wanted like $1,200 for it all. And then when he messaged...
All the pictures were out of the trunk of his car.
Red flag number one. Red flag
Great
number
deal.
2. Red flag number 2 was when he was telling me about it. I said, "Where is he going to meet you?" And he said, "Well, he doesn't have a car." You don't have all that brand new merchandise and not have a car.
Yeah.
You're not going.
Yeah. That's
so
funny.
I had to leave that deal. Well, actually, here's a story for you. I was pastoring in South Georgia, Millen, Georgia, and a guy. This is sort of where this banter comes from.
Oh yeah.
A guy stopped by the church during prayer meeting. We just got through having a meal, so we gave him some food and told him. It was actually a men's group was meeting, and I told him after that I'd give him a ride home. He lived, I guess, about 25 minutes away, so I took him myself. The deacons were there. They said, "You didn't. We don't feel comfortable with this," but they didn't tell me that. But I took the guy and got him all the way to the area where he lived, and he told me that he needed some small change. So I pulled out my wallet to hand him the money, and I had a 20 and a 50 and a 10. He was going to get the 20, and I went to hand it to him, and he reached to grab my whole wallet. And I threw my wallet in the floor of my truck and stepped on it, and I'm right-handed. And I went to push him away, and he hit me once in the eye and once in the jaw and took off running. Nicole was messaging me. She didn't feel comfortable with me going. And I was laughing when I called and told her what had happened. And she had the cops there. It was not, he hit me twice. He didn't get any of my money. But Nicole now doesn't want me to go on any sketchy yard sales or Facebook buys, just because you never know. You can be trying to do a good thing for somebody, and they'll try to take everything you got.
Yeah.
Yes. I recently kind of did one of those purchases. I messaged a guy. He had a bunch of Xbox 360s and PlayStations, and I was like, "Ooh, those would be good." This was kind of before all of this virus went crazy. And he had a couple other things, and I sent him some pictures through Facebook Marketplace, and I said, "These are what I'd be interested in." I had like maybe 5 pictures, and one being the video game setup he had. And he goes, "Well, I need to get rid of my storage locker. I used to be in a thrift store, and things happened, and I don't do it no more." And so he says, "But I need it out by Friday." And this is like Tuesday, I think, that he was talking to me, and I'm like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to go by myself. For one, I'm a female with a small child. I'm like, no. So I'm like, let me see if I can figure this out. Yeah. So I'm messaging my husband, and he's like, "What do you mean you bought a whole storage locker?" And I'm like, "Long story. I'll tell you about it later." So I actually messaged the guy too, and I said, "Should I bring like my SUV, or should I bring a truck? Like, how much do you have?" Because from the pictures, it looked like maybe 5-6 boxes. Well, good thing that we took our truck, because we filled up the whole bed of the truck and up to the cab of the truck. It was a lot of stuff.
Wow. Yeah. I see Uncle B said, I get it from a car. But I mean, I would totally have trusted that whole transaction more and been fine with it had the guy not been so...
He was sketchy. All the questions that I was asking, it was, he didn't have a car, then he had a car, he'd meet me at the gas station, he'd meet me, it just became, I could tell the stuff was hot. I could see my mug on the front page of the paper.
Yeah.
Pastor buys $10,000 worth of stolen goods.
What the guy had that he said was brand spanking new in the trunk of his car and was worth way over $1,200. That was thousands of dollars worth of goods. And I just told him that's just probably one we just need to walk away from. As awesome as it would be if it was real, somebody else may have just struck gold. But no, I think we're just going to bow out of this one.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. So in preparation for this, I went through, like I said, back to your first video, and I seen that you had your town car, because it only gets you through town. So I was wondering if you still have your town car.
We actually had the outside of our house painted, and Nicole did not like the car. It had tunes. I put speakers and put a radio in it, and it was a Ford Fiesta, right? I think Festiva. Yeah, I have a Fiesta now. But a guy came and was painting the house, and he wanted it. He had to have it, and I was like, "Man, it's got this wrong with it, this wrong with it." And he said, I want it. And he came back like a month later with cash money and purchased it. And it's still driving around town. So it's still a town car, but it's not my town car anymore.
He's lucky he got rid of it because our whole group of friends, we were getting ready. We called it the ladybug, and it was about to get black spots and eyelashes.
Yes. It was really small for me. I mean, the top of my head was sitting in the top of the car, but it was fun. That's what I do. I'll buy old cars that are ready for the dump, and I'll give them life again and let somebody else have it or give it away. So that's another thing I enjoy. That's why you got all these old Ford signs behind me, because I've always liked to work on different stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I always say to you in the chat. The Fords are always breaking down. That's why you work on them.
Oh, no. That is true. I'm always working on the Fords.
He's ventured astray a little bit. He's owned a few that didn't have Ford on the front.
Yeah, we don't talk about those, though.
They probably didn't break down as often.
Yeah, you didn't see my cars.
Because that's what you did in the beginning, was rebuilding carburetors, correct?
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
All 60 models, 70 models, Ford carburetors, and I purchased those. I'd restore them and sell them on eBay. So that was really my first eBay adventure, was selling the carburetors, and done really good on that. I mean, I was making a bunch of money. It just took a lot more time to get one item ready. So this is a lot easier.
Yeah, what you don't see behind his eBay garage section is that on the back of those shelves, there's about 50 carburetors from a whole warehouse he decided to buy.
Got my own honey hole.
Yeah.
Fastest on race day, Frank. Fastest on race day. That's what Ford
Should we tell
stands
him
for.
our Chevrolet acronym?
No, we're not doing that. Cracked head.
Cracked heads. Every valve rattle. Oil leaks every time.
That's right.
Oh, no.
I had a Ford once. K&D 7 once.
Yes, I see that.
Yeah, you see all those dots? He's like, got rid of that thing real quick.
Yes, that's right.
That's okay. I'm a Subaru fan, so I know that's probably not popular, but
yeah, we were in Alaska, and all-wheel drive Subarus were like, those cars would go anywhere and everywhere in the snow. And now that we're in Georgia, my wife wants a Subaru. Subarus are like Fords in Alaska. Everybody
built like a tank, though.
Yeah.
I got hit from behind. Guy didn't even touch his brakes, going about 50 miles an hour. I was at a dead stop. Car didn't even crumple.
Yep.
Blew out a window, but you couldn't tell by looking at it. It got hit.
Yep.
I want my Subaru back.
There's a lot of Subarus in Colorado. I think that's like the car of Colorado.
Yep, that in Alaska too. Any area that gets a lot of snow, I think those all-wheel drive Subarus are pretty nice cars.
Yeah, there we go.
Hello, Victoria.
Hi.
My dad always told me the way to fix a Ford, it was to put a Chevy into it.
Oh, yeah. My dad always told me, son, you push a Ford before you drive a Chevy. And that's what I've been doing a lot.
Yeah, his daughter has asked for, and I think even his son has mentioned, oh, Daddy, I would love to have a Camaro?
Not in this family. You're going to have to buy your own.
My first car was a Toyota K&D. That was my first car. I liked my little Yoda too.
Yep. We went honeymooning in the Yoda.
We did.
Stories.
I can only imagine the stories for days with you guys.
Oh yeah, we've got a few. Yeah, we're actually, I know I talked with you a little bit about this. We sort of want to start a live like this. I know there are a lot of people, as our subscribers are getting a little bit higher. I know watch time hours is important. And when I'm only doing 10-minute, 15-minute videos, it takes forever for the watch time hours to get up to where that 4,000 mark. So I think we may do the lives, maybe a few just by ourselves, and then like you're doing, and then invite other people in to do the chats. I think these are fun, especially for the live audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Toyotas are one of those K&D that they don't die. You can't kill a Toyota. It doesn't seem like. They take a licking and they'll keep on ticking.
Yeah. Yeah, I got Chevys over here.
She didn't tell me she was a Chevy fan.
He's like, I would have rethought this live if I knew
my!
that.
All these Ford symbols behind me are gonna start trembling a little bit.
What he's not telling you is he hasn't owned a Chevy himself, but his father owns a Chevy truck right now.
Oh yeah,
and
the one who taught me not to drive Chevys now is driving a Chevy.
He's driven Chryslers and Dodges and Jeeps.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Moving on.
Yes. We're not going to talk about those Fords no more.
Yes, indeed.
Everybody's telling us what kind of vehicles they got over here.
I see that.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. I don't see too many Fords coming out.
No, I see Chevy and Toyota.
Yeah, they stay away from those things.
I'm not seeing many Fords over here.
I had to put mine in there just to get my name in the chat.
Own 3 Fords, yeah. Yeah.
I own 3. I said it right.
Are any of your kids close to driving soon?
Our son, he will be 14 this year, so we're about a year out before he starts getting behind the wheel of a car, but he's already talking about it, so that year will pass quickly, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, it won't be long. And for you, just a 17-month-old, don't blink, because enjoy those crying stages and all those stages. We always hear those old people tell us, oh, you don't blink, you're going to miss it. Well, now I'm one of those old people that are saying, don't blink, you'll miss it. So those crying stages, even sometimes they can be difficult. They're fun. They cry now, but it's always about their iPhones or their clothes or just crying for different stuff now.
Yeah, those teenager problems.
Yes.
Life is rough.
Yes, so they think.
Yard sailing. Yeah, that's right.
He has the Subaru Outback.
Yes,
that's what I had. That's
those are
exactly
nice.
what I drove. I loved it.
Yes, those are nice cars.
Yes.
I think they're too expensive for me.
Yeah, they are. They are for us as well.
Yeah, we haven't owned one since.
Yeah, 20 and 23-year-old. Ours are 20 months apart, so that'll be pretty close to the age difference. With ours, sometimes 2 1 year, and they are. I know ours are growing up too fast.
Not ready.
Yeah, they grow up too fast. I've watched my nieces and nephews. I'm like, you're how old now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, does anybody in the chat have questions for me or Rev or Nikki T? Because I ran out of questions. I mean, I got all mine answered.
Well, I think it was a great time. Hopefully there'll be a lot of people that'll come in and watch. And Aaron, we want to have you whenever we do Nikki T and me. It'll be Nikki T, me, and you at least one time on our channel when we get ours up and going.
Sounds good.
Love to have you.
Yes, I would love to be there. Let me know when you want to do that, and I'll mark it in the calendar.
One of
Wow,
ours
6 kids, 34 to 17. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
our son that's still in his pajamas that he's probably had on for a week. Not a week, but
nowadays you just change from morning to night pajamas.
Yeah, that's
exactly
pretty much
right.
how it works right now. They get up, change clothes one time, and that's it.
Yep.
Yes. Well, I enjoy having you guys on here. I think I'm going to end it here because I didn't see any other questions come through.
Well, thank you for having us. We enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you so much. It was a good laugh and a good time.
Yes, indeed. Bye, everyone.
Bye now.
Bye, guys. Wrong side.